This episode was made possible by Blanton Exterminating. Blanton Exterminating is a family-owned local business that has been servicing Central Alabama since 1962. Blanton Exterminating provides pest control, termite bonds, and mosquito control, just to name a few. Call the great folks at Blanton Exterminating today for your exterminating needs at 205-798-0512. That's 205-798-0512. This episode is brought to you by the Edwards Agency. Today, personal insurance often feels robotic, with other companies using banks, toll-free providers, and internet providers. But the Edwards Agency puts the personal touch in personal insurance. They have a dedicated staff of licensed agents that will assist you in finding the best coverage available at a competitive rate. The Edwards Agency, Inc. has been in business for over 40 years, serving customers in the Jefferson and Walker County area with locations in both Summerton and Jasper. When it comes to your insurance, don't leave it up to choice. Being insured with the best has its advantages. Call the Edwards Agency in Summerton today at 205-648-2830 or the Jasper office at 205-295-2030. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Game Managers Podcast, where we talk Alabama and Auburn and SEC football every week. My name is Nick Norris. I'm a sports writer for a number of websites, and with me, as always, are my great friends, happy and ecstatic Auburn fan Justin Knight.
War damn Eagle, everybody.
And depressed and down on his luck Alabama fan Herren Patterson.
That was quite a intro. Hello.
Rivalry week is over, and Auburn is the national champion. I'm sorry, not even the SEC champion.
No,
the Iron Bowl champion,
they think
state champion.
Might as well.
How you guys feeling today?
I feel fantastic.
Herren?
You know.
Well, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna break down the game, our thoughts, where we think these teams go from here. But first, we're going to start out with a little bit of sad news. Pat Sullivan passed away in his sleep last night after the game. Of course, Auburn legend and Heisman winner and former coach for a little bit. So, yeah, that sucks. He was pretty young, 69. So
he was a great quarterback and a great man as well.
Mm-hmm. So praying for his family in the in the following weeks and such. But to get us back into a lighter tone, Aaron, how about you get us going with some Twitter news?
Twitter news.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
It really doesn't matter what you think.
You play to win the game. You play to win the game.
I have a lot. Let's see.
We have full faith in you to deliver.
All right, here. I don't know. Some random dude posted this on Twitter. It says legendary Auburn running back Bo Jackson just emerged from Alabama's locker room area. I asked if he spoke to injured Alabama quarterback Tua, who suffered a similar hip injury 2 weeks ago, and Bo just smiled and said, "Who? Never heard of him."
I saw that.
Interesting. I don't know if that's true. But,
yeah.
Bo doesn't keep up with anything in football, baseball. He's not one who keeps up with everything. So
yeah, but he knows who Tua is.
I mean, I would think.
I think he was just trying to make a joke, but he kind of made him sound like a jerk with the recent injury. I don't think he meant it.
I know.
But
he was definitely trying to be funny, and it was just.
It's just kind of like
didn't really land.
Yeah, that's how I interpreted that. But he probably hasn't thought twice about it because.
At Josh Dub on Twitter says, as we all predicted, Malzahn's offense is keeping us in this game.
Yeah, a little bit of surprise.
Very funny.
Who predicted that? Well, you know who kept us in the game was the 2 pick sixes.
Yeah, well, that helped a lot. But it was one of Gus's better coach games, I think.
The
Yeah,
Ostrich
it was.
said Iron Bowl first half recap. 1, defense has been canceled. 2, Auburn receivers now have wings. And 3, in the time you took to read this, Jalen Waddle scored 2 more touchdowns.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle had a crazy good night.
Yeah, I was getting tired of seeing him score.
Yeah, too bad. No one's going to remember that.
Somebody posted, Dabo just did a 2-minute drill against a 4-7 South Carolina win. Let me start over. Dabo just did a 2-minute drill against 4-7 South Carolina with his starting quarterback up 3 possessions. Why is no one complaining? Because he didn't get hurt, or because it isn't Nick Saban? Thought that
I'll
was
tell you
interesting.
something. Dabo gave another one of his whiny rants recently about
I saw that.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
about
either.
the narrative about them playing South Carolina and that.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't affect him at all. Like the Georgia
I'm
thing.
I'm so sick of his whining. Like, I like Dabo, but oh my goodness, these past year and a half, it's like he's flipped a switch and he's just become another freaking boomer. Like, just whining about everything.
Why in the world? Why would he say, "Oh, the committee doesn't want us in. They don't want us to be there"?
You're ranked number 3.
Yeah.
You're in. If you
win out,
next week,
you're
and
in.
you're in.
Yeah.
This one's from Will
it's been
Elliott.
getting
It
on my nerves a lot
says, if we
Yeah.
lose by 3, I'm rioting. And that was obviously halfway through the game. So,
Well,
didn't end well.
Maybe he didn't get arrested last night for riding too much.
I wish he would have. Since Nick Saban's first season at Alabama in 2007, Alabama kickers have now missed 101 field goals, the most by any FBS team in that span. That's 8
That's
more than any
crazy.
other team. Joseph, whatever the loser's name is. I mean, I'm just kidding. Never mind. Is the only SEC kicker to miss multiple field goals from 30 yards or closer this season.
Yep. He made his Instagram account today private because he was getting a lot of hate last night.
I bet he was.
He should probably delete it just altogether.
It'd probably
Probably
be better
should.
for his mental health if he did.
Yeah.
So the original post is from CJ. It says, I don't know, some random dude again. It says Bo Nix is the closest thing to Michael Vick we've ever seen.
Wow, okay, everybody needs to calm down.
And then
said
it was
that?
retweeted by Blinken Riley, and it said, Bo Nix completes just 50% of his passes, throws for 1 TD and 5.8 yards per attempt, rushes for 1 TD and 44 yards. The internet. Pretty
Yeah,
funny.
maybe
People are
Bo Nix
out of
likes
their mind.
dogfighting or something, and that's what he was being compared to. Because I
Yeah,
don't see
maybe,
anything
because
on the
that's
football
by far
field
the
that,
only thing he's getting close to Mike Vick.
Yeah.
At least for the next 3-4 years.
Not trying to start a rumor, by the way, that Bo Nix is a dogfighter. It's not
I
my
mean,
goal
it's
here.
better than the other rumor going around about him and
Yeah.
banding his child. So
Yeah, have y'all seen that? The illegitimate son, there's a...
yeah, there was
woman on
plenty of
Twitter.
those, but plenty
I
of
doubt
them.
that's real.
Plenty of them were not
who knows,
appropriate.
but,
So
yeah, I'd say not appropriate.
if security catches me inside of Bryant Denny practicing my field goal kicks, they better not say a word. Alabama opponents have made every field goal they have attempted this season. That is just unreal.
Oh
I
my
don't know if
gosh.
that one's true. I haven't been able to fact check it, but if that's true, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Especially with a guy like Anders Carlson, who'd come in like 4 of 11 from 40
Yeah.
plus on the season.
Had
so.
like the last 5 games with at least 1 missed, and then made 3 last
Then he
night?
goes 4 for 4. Yeah.
4 for 4, yeah.
And I have a couple from absolutely just ridiculous fans that aren't even funny. And then the one that I do think is funny is this is at JJ Gatorman. This is the last one. He's obviously a Florida fan. It says, "We jumped Bama in just 2 years under Mullen."
Wow, yeah. Isn't that wild?
What? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they had nothing. They had nothing to do with
two
Alabama's
losses
ranking.
and didn't make the SEC championship game and didn't play Alabama and what? Look, I get it. Like, I mean, like I understand people like that. Like,
Hey, at least Florida beat a ranked opponent this year.
true.
I mean, who? I guess.
Auburn.
Cool.
Yeah, Alabama didn't do that, did they?
No.
Beat Auburn or a ranked opponent.
Nope.
And Texas A&M will not finish ranked after they got their eyes beat out yesterday. So
Yeah.
I wonder how many seasons it's been since Alabama did not beat a single ranked opponent. I mean, hopefully they'll get the win in the bowl game, but I'm not too confident about it.
Well, heck,
Alabama.
Clemson
No.
hasn't.
I'll
Clemson
say it
hasn't beat a
right
ranked
here,
opponent.
and I know everybody's probably already saying this, but Alabama's not winning their bowl game.
No,
They do
they'll-
not.
they'll-
They would rather just go ahead and start over.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they've been giving up.
That is the
Those guys
last
will be
thing
focused on
Saban
the
wants to
draft
do.
and-
I will say this, though. Mac Jones is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, he had a great night despite throwing two pick
sixes.
I mean, still, it didn't seem to affect his confidence or his composure. I was impressed.
And
with
now it helps when you have 4 wide receivers who could go first round in the draft.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Aaron, for another great segment of Twitter news.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to jump right into Tide versus Tigers trivia. We recorded this Saturday morning, and Justin Knight, our own, got to go head-to-head with a fan.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
All right, we're going to insert that right here. All right, we're back for another edition of Tide versus Tigers trivia. This time we're here with Scott. Scott, where are you calling from?
Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile, Alabama. And we're also here with our very own Justin Knight.
How's it going, guys?
So Justin, you're gonna do the trivia against a fan this week. You excited? You confident?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it's good questions.
How about you, Scott? You excited?
Yeah, I am. Hopefully I'm like him. I hope it's some good questions.
Well, let's start out with Scott. Scott, you first. Aaron, go ahead.
All right, true or false? Auburn won the first ever Iron Bowl. Hint.
True.
Okay, there
Yeah,
you go.
got it. That's right. February 22nd, 1893 in Birmingham. Justin, what was the score of that game?
Oh, gosh. Wow. Okay, I'm going to say...
Bearing in mind, if you miss it, you're not a real fan.
Yeah, apparently. I'm going to say 9-0.
Yeah, that's incorrect. 32-22.
Oh, this is going to be the most fun one yet.
All right, Scott, back to you.
The infamous Bama punt game was won by the Tigers on the strength of 2 blocked Alabama punts, both returned for touchdowns, in the fourth quarter of the game. Bill Newton blocked both punts, and ironically enough, David Langner ran in both punts for touchdowns. In what year did this occur? Hint, it happened after 1971 and before 1973.
Was that one for me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's 72.
Hey, you got it.
Yeah, that was...
All right,
How
Justin.
fair this is.
We got an easy one for you. The winner of the Iron Bowl gets a trophy. What's the name of it called? And I want the full name, not the abbreviation.
Oh, man, I wish I could tell you.
Oh, well, it's the... You want to take a guess?
The Iron Bowl trophy.
That is incorrect. The Omicron Delta Kappa James E. Foy Sportsmanship Trophy. So you're really close.
Yeah, I was pretty close.
I honestly didn't know that was a thing until today.
Yeah.
All right, Scott.
All right, Scott. Who kicked the winning field goal in 1985 Iron Bowl?
1985 Iron Bowl.
It rhymes with Dan.
Dan Kiffin.
Van Tiffin.
That is right. Justin, he's killing you. What are you doing?
Justin, you come on, man.
Yeah. I don't know much football, apparently.
Yeah,
Scott, you want to join a podcast? We might have an opening.
Yeah.
All right, Justin. I know you can redeem yourself on this one. This is a
Alrighty.
softball.
Okay.
All right. Earlier, I compiled every Iron Bowl score, bearing in mind I'm bad at math and definitely did not add these scores up correctly because I was not really paying attention. What was the incorrect result I came to for each team?
I don't even know what you're asking.
I added up every Iron Bowl ever, the scores. What was the final score? Bearing in mind it's not correct what I added up.
Of all the Iron Bowls?
Yep.
Holy cow. How in the world am I be close to this?
It's really
man.
simple.
Oh, it's
Just
real
add them
simple.
up real in your head real quick.
Yeah.
Add them up all the way from 93. Okay.
And then miss a few so that you get what I got.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I don't even want to say a number because it's probably so off.
Good.
I'd say Alabama's around the 2,000 range, and Auburn's around like the 1,600 points.
Well, that may be true, but the one I got was Auburn 1,340, Alabama 1,756. So that is wrong,
Hey,
Justin.
You're actually not as bad off as I thought you would be.
Yeah.
All right, Scott.
The game has been played in 4 different cities: Birmingham, Auburn, Tuscaloosa, and which other? Hint: it starts with M and ends
We
with.
just played in Mobile at one time, wasn't it?
Well, that's close, but it ends in. It starts with M and ends in Montgomery.
I missed that one then.
No, you got it. That was correct.
Yeah, you said it. I heard him.
Yeah, I heard him say Montgomery. So, Justin, he's 4-0 right now. But
Yeah.
don't worry, you're about to get your first one. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
In 1982, Bo Jackson famously went over the top of the Alabama defensive line to score the game-deciding touchdown in the 23-22 Tiger win, a play now called Bo over the top. Tell us, with that in mind, what is the distance from the Earth to the Sun in inches?
In inches?
Do you know it in any other way? I'll still give it to you.
I was thinking maybe miles.
Okay, do you know what it is in miles?
I mean, I don't know. What is it like? I don't know.
Like 35?
35, that's all.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I'm going to say like 500,000.
No, if I'm right, I actually knew what it was in miles, and I believe it's like 92 million. So, but what is it for inches?
Yeah, so 92 million miles, but what is it in inches, Justin? Just quick math in your head real quick.
Oh, gosh. I guess it'd be about 800 billion.
That is wrong. It's 5.69 trillion. I also would have accepted at least 12.
Trillion.
At least 12.
All right, Scott, last question for you, and this is the toughest one yet.
Oh, what is your favorite team?
War Eagle.
War Eagle, the Auburn Tigers.
War Eagle. Yes, sir. Auburn Tigers.
He went 5-0, Justin. This is the last chance for you to get one. Justin, who is your favorite team?
War Eagle.
That's incorrect. Your favorite team is actually the San Jose State Spartans, but that was close.
All right, Scott. Looks like you ran away with this
Yeah,
one.
congratulations, Scott. You're this week's winner, so we'll get that prize shipped out to you and get your info on Facebook.
All right, sounds great, man. Appreciate you guys, man. That was fun.
All right, have a good one.
How you good? War Eagle.
Bye-bye. All right, Justin, well, you really screwed that up, didn't you?
I mean, I was close on a couple of them, but I mean, those were ridiculous questions. So.
Well, I felt like they were pretty fair. So
I don't know.
If you're a true fan, you know.
Yeah, well, you're not a.
I
true
guess
fan,
yeah.
are you?
I'm not a true fan. So.
All right.
I wouldn't
well,
consider
glad
you
we
one at
got that
all.
recorded. So.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this Iron Bowl. Aaron, I'm going to let you give your review first, and then I'll let Justin give his.
Okay. Well. We just. Everybody. I don't even know where to start without sound, because I don't want to sound too whiny or make too many excuses. So I guess
Yeah,
I'll
because
start
there are a
off
lot
with-
of excuses online.
That's all I've seen are excuses.
Yeah.
So I'll just preference everything beforehand by saying we didn't deserve to win the game, and that is because of the way we played. Mac Jones was good enough to win the game, but his mistakes were, I believe, an 18-point span or swing or 17-point swing or something like that. So although he was good enough to win the game, he was, there were several mistakes that, it was just like Tua in the LSU game. Tua played good enough to win against LSU, but the mistakes that he did make were so costly, it's just hard to recover. So when you give up a team like give up 17 just free points to, if you give up like 17, 18, I don't remember what it was. Should have looked at that. But definitely the 2 pick sixes, obviously the 14 that I'm talking about. But if you just give that much to a team like Auburn and LSU, like, it's going to be really hard to beat them. So they capitalized off of every mistake, and we didn't, and it's hard to win like that. So we don't deserve it, but it is very disappointing knowing that I still believe, obviously, that we're more talented and a better team, but that's what makes it disappointing. So, yeah, that's all I really got to say, because anything else I say is just going to sound really whiny and like a bunch of excuses. So,
Justin, sorry.
Oh, man. Well, knowing Auburn, I'm not surprised that the offense came to play and the defense was nowhere to be found, which was the defense that's who I was hoping on. I mean, they made the 2 pick sixes, but other than that, Alabama shred them. I mean, well, like I said, when you have those 4 wide receivers that are so fast, I mean, you can get them the ball anywhere and they can make plays. And then our run defense, which I was surprised. I mean, Najee Harris ran all over us. What did he end up with? 140 yards? 150 yards?
He ran for 146.
Yeah, so, I mean, I didn't expect that to happen. I thought we'd come to stop the run and then make Mac Jones make plays. But, I mean, Alabama was able to run with ease. So, I thought Alabama's O-line did a good job. But, like I said, Auburn made great plays on defense, and that's what we needed to win this game was defensive touchdowns, and we had 2 of those, and that was huge. But the offense, I mean, I thought Gus called a really good game. Of course, I'm not surprised. He always pulls a rabbit out of his hat when his job's on the line, so he's going to be here another 2 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good thing, bad thing, I guess we'll see.
He should be here another 7. Why don't you go and give him a $49 million contract?
They might, yeah. They'll be like,
don't put it past them.
Not yet.
I mean, they've done it before.
Yeah, knowing them, they'd be like, oh, let's just give him a 10-year because he beat Alabama. So
how about a lifelong contract?
Yeah, lifelong. I wouldn't be surprised. But I thought Bo Nix did a decent job. He didn't turn the ball over. He made a lot of good throws, especially the touchdown throw to Canella. It's a great catch by him as well. Running game did a pretty good job. I didn't think we ran the ball as much as I'd like, but I thought it was just a crazy game. I mean, there's so many things that went our way, and then Alabama hurt themselves a lot. Like the 1 second kick we got, that shouldn't have even happened at the end of the second quarter.
Thank you.
And then a 30-yard missed field goal. It's just funny just how those things always work out at Jordan Hare. I mean, it's just amazing to me how an Alabama kicker.
Luckiest humans on the planet.
I mean, I will say we're lucky sometimes, and then Alabama just didn't play well. They made a lot of mistakes. And
yeah. No, we definitely played worse than y'all were lucky. But I'm just saying, y'all are definitely lucky.
Oh, we're usually lucky, yeah. And I'll take luck any day. You need luck. But, yeah, I was surprised of how the defense played. They were shred. So, I mean, we're lucky that he missed the field goal. I don't know what would have happened in overtime, but who knows? We might have been able to take it down and kick a game-winning field goal. But what I say, I told you Carlson would come to play, and he did.
He did.
So, but I did not expect the final score to be 48-45.
I wish our kicker didn't come to play, at all. Like, he didn't get on the bus.
Well, he might not be getting back on the bus. So.
Yeah, he may not have got back on last night.
It was just on the Greyhound bus going back to wherever the hell it came from.
It was just an incredible game to watch, and one of the more memorable Iron Bowls that probably the last decade or this century. So
I wasn't that mad at him until I because I get it. Like, I'm not one of those people who send death threats to him. Because I mean he's a college kid that and under a crazy amount of pressure, stuff happens. Yeah. But when I see all those other stats, that's what infuriates me. Like, he's the only one to miss that. Like, I mean, come on, son.
Yeah.
Really?
But another thing I want to talk about was the illegal substitution too. I guess that was a good decision by Gus to bring the punter out there, lined up at wide receiver.
Everybody's acting like he's a genius for that. And I
it's
will
not
say
a bad
that
idea.
It was a good call, but his whole thing was just to get Waddle off the field. People are acting like he knew that they were going to have an illegal substitution.
No,
he just knew that it was gonna throw him off a little bit.
Yeah,
and
but
it worked perfectly.
People are acting like,
oh
my gosh, I can't believe he knew that was gonna like.
But that's been another.
Down. It was a good call. I'm not taking that away from
it. Was a good call, and it was smart, and it was mind games. It happened as perfect as it could.
And that's another bugaboo for Saban and his career at Alabama is the illegal substitution.
Another what?
How many times? Huh?
Another what?
Bugaboo. You ever heard that?
I mean, I don't know exactly what it is, so
it's kind of like
I've heard it, it's usually gibberish.
A recurring problem.
Yeah, a reoccurring problem.
Okay, thank you for that definition. All right, we can continue.
You're welcome. Is the legal substitution, because how many times has he been called for that over his career at Alabama?
Oh, I mean, that's something that's happened for 10 years now. And I mean, you see it everywhere. So, I mean, it's not like, it's not as big a problem as necessarily a field goal kickers has been for him. But,
no.
that has been something that's kind of plagued these defenses, especially recently when you have these coordinators coming in and out and in and out and in and out, and little stuff like that.
How about all the crazy stats too? Like Alabama was 113-0 since 1930 when scoring 45 or more points.
Yeah.
Or Alabama's 0-7 in Jordan Hare when both teams are ranked.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy stuff.
If you had told me that Alabama was going to score 45 on Auburn, I would have thought they would have won by 28.
Instead they lose, yeah.
But it just didn't happen that way. My reaction of the game was that both teams about played their heart out, and it was the most entertaining Iron Bowl we've seen in a long time, and it just went the way up for Auburn.
And that's another thing. Yeah, these entertaining ones or memorable ones have been going Auburn's way.
Yeah, if they're not beatdowns, usually Auburn has been the one to pull them out.
Yeah.
So I think one of my big takeaways was like how young both these teams are and how good they're going to be in a year or two.
Yeah.
Like for Alabama's side, Mac Jones, he did very well. Performed way better than I anticipated him to. The offensive line is pretty young, so a lot of them will be coming back. The defense, obviously, very young. They'll get better as they return. And you're going to miss the receivers, but I'm sure they'll find some adequate replacements. So, and then on Auburn's side, Bo Nix obviously he's going to keep progressing as that offensive line probably has another year.
I think they're all seniors.
Are they all seniors?
Well, the majority of them are.
Yeah, so that'll be something they'll have to work on. But there's a lot of young guys on both sides of the ball last night, and that's exciting to think about for the future. I think that
speaking of O-line, I know you're talking about Auburn's, but Alabama's O-line was by far the MVP of that game.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Yeah.
They
came and played their hearts out.
I mean, Mac Jones only got sacked, I think, twice. And then, like I said, the run game was great.
That's something that I feel like Saban doesn't get enough credit on, is that he is good at finding the strength of an opponent and just embarrassing it. Because, like, for Auburn's, it was the D-line, and that's all anybody talked about. And he just had a good game plan. He said, hey, let's get these guys ready to handle their business, and they did. Same thing that we saw in the 2011 LSU rematch.
Yeah.
Neutralizing that defense, and they just, made it seem like they were playing against nobody.
Yeah. That did their job. Yeah.
So that's something that Saban does very well. And everybody's freaking out, saying the dynasty is over and all this stuff. And I mean,
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah, they say that every time Alabama loses.
They do, but I think it's that we're seeing a trend. It is what is making people think, well, it may not be over, but it's getting close. I think all this turnover is hurting Alabama.
It's going to catch up with you eventually, and then it just does.
It does, and I think it has, and I know that Nick Saban is a defensive-minded guy, but we just seen these similar defenses to the ones that kind of built the dynasty, and I think that's just poisoning the program. I think there has to be a lot more, and I think that we'll see that after next season. I think we'll see a much different defense, but that's something that I think Saban's gonna have to buckle down and really focus on, put way more focus into that than the offense, like I think they did this year.
Yeah.
But a lot of that's just because they're young. I mean, there's only so much you can do with true freshmen.
I mean, there's 5? How many freshmen? 5?
At one point, there was 7 freshman starters.
Yeah. So I mean.
But you work with what you got, and they'll improve. I expect them to be very highly ranked at the preseason next year. So, well, let's talk about that. The one excuse everybody's throwing out, the field goal right before halftime. Now, I don't know what the exact rule or what is supposed to happen there, but that just didn't feel right, did it?
No, it's kind of weird because there's no way you can get a snap off in 1 second, especially because usually when you get a first down, the clock stops for a second, but once the chains go and they set the ball down, the clock starts running.
Play. If it was, if they had a timeout left, then they could just call it as soon as it would have been fine.
Then that would have been fine.
Do that with 1 second. But since it was a live play and they were out of timeouts and everything, it's
it should just ran out. Yeah.
But see, that's the problem with some of these reviews is sometimes there's just too many, and it's best. I mean, at that point, because
but there was easily like 3 more that could have happened for Auburn and Alabama. So
could have, yeah. But
it's crazy to me how we're in 2019 with all of these angles and everything, and then something like that happens. Like, how do you not have 17 people? Like they have rules analysts up there that you see on the actual TV when you're listening to Gary and all them, and they ask them their opinion. How is that not being transferred down to the rest? Like, if they have any questions, like there was, they stopped it for 10 minutes to get everybody back in because everybody was heading to the locker room. Like, how was that not discussed or figured out? Like, maybe that's wrong.
Because there's a team of guys that know that, they know the rule book front to back. Like, why not just consult them? I'm sure you have them. You're paying them, and maybe they were, and maybe they were wrong. I don't know, but
I just don't get how there's so many stupid mistakes in a sport where there's so much money and so many eyes on it at all time. I just don't get it.
I mean, there was 1 second left, but you can't get a snap off that fast with a live clock. But just the fact that they had to review it gives Auburn time to set up, and once they blow the whistle, the clock starts. But still, that's not enough time.
Yeah, I think that I know that you got to take what the refs get you. That's how I was always taught to play: is you're playing the other team and you're playing the refs. The refs are going to be out to get you just as well. Whether that's not supposed to be true, but that's just the mentality you have as a player. So as a fan, that's going to be looked at as an excuse, and it's annoying, but I think it's worth talking about because these kind of things need to be fixed. These kind of things don't need to happen. If it was wrong, maybe that was the absolutely correct way of doing it. It just didn't seem right to me, but that's just my 2 cents on it. How about Nick Saban 0-2 against 1 second on the clock, though? That's an interesting.
How ironic. Once again, 1 second had to.
Can't wait for all those really cheap Walmart T-shirts. It says you got a second again or whatever.
Yeah, there'll probably be some of those once again.
Finally got away from those. It's everywhere I looked. I saw that.
But the funny thing is just the amount of times they mention the 1 second kick six during these games.
Goodness. And I thought that we were gonna, because we went the first half without hearing it, and I thought, is this a year that CBS takes note and is like, hey, nobody really wants to listen to that. No, they did do it at halftime, and then again in the third quarter. It's like, okay. Whatever.
love it.
I get it. It was a big thing that happened, and there's been nothing like that to ever happen in sports, and it's worth talking about. But also, it was 6 years ago, and Auburn's beaten Alabama since then. Like, let's look at some of those games.
Yeah.
But, yeah, whatever. Let's go over the stats a little bit here. So, Mac Jones, 26 of 39, 335 yards, 4 touchdowns through the air, and 2 interceptions. That's all I can ask out of him, I think. Bo Nix, 15 for 30, so 50% completions, 173 yards, 1 touchdown. But no picks, and no big mistakes either.
That was the big thing.
Yeah, that's about as much as you can ask out of him. Whitlow was awesome. 16 carries, 144 yards.
Yeah, Whitlow had a great game. I forgot to say that because they started finding some holes on the left side, and we just kept on giving it to Whitlow, so that was great to see.
Yeah, it was. And then, of course, Waddle was huge for Alabama, 4 touchdowns. 3 of those on passes, 1 on a kick return. And, yeah, Waddle's a guy that's kind of went under the radar this year, and then this was just his coming out party. He had a great night.
He is an absolute amazing punt and kick returner.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be used in the NFL in that area a lot. So that's why I think there's a chance. I don't think all 4 of them will go first round, but, you never know.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know. I mean, this helped him a little bit, maybe get there. So.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Kind of blacked out for like the last 30 minutes I've been talking. Anyways, oh yeah, we're talking about the wide receivers. That made me think, how many Alabama players do you think will not go to a bowl game? Like, will sit out for the draft?
That's interesting. I don't know. That's not something you typically see.
You don't hear that
Alabama
from Saban.
team.
Yeah, you don't hear
because
that.
I was playing for a national championship.
That's true. I don't know. Maybe
nobody
we
wants
may
to sit
see
out
that.
for a national championship.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say that Nick Saban is probably very vocal about being against that.
Yeah,
And,
I think he would be.
Out of respect for him, I would say that there won't be many, but I could see a guy or two choosing to not play. But I'd say a lot of them are probably just going to try to prove
because of Nick
to increase
Saban,
their stock
I
a
would
little bit.
I would definitely say that he is probably not for it. But
Well, he's
think
been
he
adamant
would
that he's not
be-
for it.
I honestly don't think. I think he'd just be just like what, like I said earlier. He wants to restart. Like, he wants to clean the slate, and so he might just wanted to get him rid of them. And if they're going to the draft, then he probably doesn't want it to happen, but he probably wouldn't be just like too bummed out if he got some extra time with young guys getting reps against a really good team.
Yeah,
it's going to be great for Mac Jones getting some reps against a great team, because I think he'll be the quarterback next year.
On the flip side of that, though, everything that Saban thinks about has to do with recruiting, and losing a bowl game, it won't look good for that. So I could also see
but I don't think it affects recruiting as much as I thought it would. Like, the outspoken recruits, Alabama recruits on Twitter and stuff like that, I've yet to see anyone question or show any concern for it. If anything, they're outspokenly like, thank God I'm going to Alabama. Like, this is considered a bad year when you lose by 8 total points or whatever. Like, that's what recruits are saying. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it would look bad, but
I don't think
it will hurt them I don't think it will hurt them that much. I don't think anybody's really from Alabama. I don't think anybody's really expecting them to do well in the bowl game.
No, I'm not. I don't expect them to win it. This could add to their past records in meaningless bowl games.
Yeah,
and I hate to say the
Oklahoma
Sugar
doesn't make
Bowl
the
was
playoff,
meaningless or
I'm
whatever.
almost guaranteeing that we play Oklahoma just for that story.
Yeah, but Oklahoma may find their way into the playoff picture after.
Yeah,
you never know.
Because if Georgia loses,
Yeah,
It's between Utah and Oklahoma.
Oregon beats Utah. Oklahoma's in most likely.
Oh
so.
yeah, easily. And then, well, heck, if Baylor beats Oklahoma, Baylor's in.
Yeah, that's a possibility. So
Utah.
that'll be
is
something
overrated.
interesting to monitor as we go into the postseason. But
I think whoever it is going to get absolutely spanked.
That's true.
yeah, I don't think Oklahoma would hold up well at all in the playoffs. But
No,
knows?
neither will Utah.
we didn't think Ohio State would in 2014, and they did just okay. So
That's
Well,
true.
I think we
yeah.
thought they would hold up. We just
no,
we
I
thought.
didn't. Not with a third-string quarterback. I mean, I thought they'd
Well,
lose first
he
round.
was incredible. He beat like Wisconsin like 45-0 the week before. So
Yeah, well,
I was just mad about my TCU Horned Frogs. They're the
missing out
real
on bowl eligibility.
2014 national champions, and that's just the way it is.
Okay.
If you don't believe that, we can fight. I'm more passionate about that than anything Alabama. So
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
I know I hear the spill about every week.
Yeah,
But,
well, TCU's the 2014 national champions.
well, they're not. I mean, they're not recognized it and they don't claim it, so they're not.
Well, they should claim it, and they do claim it. The true fans.
Okay,
So,
well, glad you're a true TCU fan.
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just really think they got screwed that year. Baylor, too.
Well-
Baylor equally got screwed, but
Well, anyways, that's all I really have to say about this game. Congratulations to Auburn in the 48-45 win.
Well, thank you.
Any other closing thoughts on this game before we move on with the episode?
I just got to say I was really pumped. It's an Iron Bowl victory, and it always feels good.
I think it was last podcast when we were ending, and I said I thought of a question for you to ask it. Doesn't really have to do with anything of this game, but I don't think I've asked it since then.
No, I don't think so.
What do y'all think about the Alabama not having a single player for any of the trophies, the awards?
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There should be a wide receiver. Is there not one of your wide receivers
I
up
think
for it?
there was two other ones, like I think McKinney and then like for the Outland Trophy, but I don't think they really had a chance to win it. I think they could have been finalists, but yeah, those two are not the ones that I was really upset about. It was definitely the Blitnikoff Award. How Devontae Smith is not a finalist for that blows my mind. Like it is, I don't get that at all. Yeah, that was crazy to me. I get we wouldn't really had anybody win any other one, so that doesn't bother me that much. But yeah, that one was wild.
Well, going over our predicted scores really quick, none of us were close, but I guess Justin was closest because he picked Auburn.
Hey.
24-21. You also said they'd win it by a field goal, by a Carlson field goal, and they did.
Yeah.
I said Alabama 32-17 with a late score to make it look like a beatdown, and Aaron said 27-17 Alabama. So I don't think anybody in their right mind would have predicted a 48-45 Auburn win, but
No, the
Instead,
over-under.
we would just have to take all their offensive scores away, and then it would be like 27-17.
yeah,
Because we just like to hand out 17 points to any good opponent we play, apparently.
well, Knight,
I love it.
you know what it's time for.
Oh, is it time for Knight Needs to Know?
Dude, it's that time.
Knight Needs to Know. Probably with some of the stuff you've done before, I probably wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be surprised if I put ashes in cookies and fed them to you?
Yeah, because it was someday for the SEC again.
That might make sense then. I guess just
How does
back
that make
during
sense?
some time.
Yeah, I would like to know how it makes sense.
Now this is looking like a bad idea. Okay, well, first big question. As of right now, who do you think will be the number 4 team in the playoff?
Who will finish or who will be in the
Yeah.
rankings?
Yeah, well, after championship week, who's going to be number 4?
I'd love to see Georgia upset LSU and then get in, but I don't think that'll happen. I'll say Utah.
All right.
Ooh. See, I would like for Georgia to win so we could have two SEC teams just because I think that'd be awesome again, just because big screw you to the rest of the country.
Mm-hmm.
But if Georgia beats them, we'll have to hear about it. I really don't want to hear about it. I mean, Florida already thinks they're better than us because God knows why. Like, I guess because we both have 2 losses. I don't know. It makes 0 sense to me. So then we'll have to hear about how Georgia thinks they're better than us because they beat LSU.
Yeah, I think you'd be better off if LSU won.
Yeah.
Georgia wouldn't beat LSU twice. I mean, they're not going to beat them once, but they would not beat them twice, so it wouldn't matter
They
ultimately.
might get lucky and beat them once, but they're not going to beat them twice. Let's be real.
No way. They won't beat them once, but yeah, definitely not twice.
But if they make it to the play, yeah. See, but if they beat them,
That will
how
drop
do they
LSU.
rank them?
I think this is what I would do. I would keep Ohio State at 1, move Clemson to 2, Georgia to 3, LSU 4.
I'd say the exact same thing except flip LSU and Georgia. I'd still keep LSU
Really?
ranked ahead. Yeah, they're a better team to me. you know.
But the head-to-head.
Okay, I'll say this.
Yeah,
if,
that's true.
I think,
But Alabama's going to be ranked above Auburn with a head-to-head. So
Well, Auburn has 1 more loss, though.
yeah, I mean, there's an
think-
argument for it, but
I think that. Oh, well, I just completely went blank. Oh, I think Ohio State definitely has the most complete team just by looking at them. I'll say that now. After the way they beat Michigan, but
yeah. How about Jim Harbaugh, real quick?
He sucks.
that's a good one. But I still think Texas A&M is one of the 25 best teams in the country. So the way
you really?
that LSU, yes,
What?
I don't think they're going to be ranked. I don't think they deserve to be ranked. I'm saying if everybody played everybody, Texas A&M would finish in the top 25. I firmly believe that.
They should have lost to Arkansas.
Okay, well,
Still your
Okay.
best top 25 team in the country.
they didn't lose to Arkansas though, and Georgia did lose to South Carolina, so that's not a fair way to calculate teams.
Arkansas
just
is
saying
worse
that-
than South Carolina, though.
They would beat anybody in the Pac-12, and I firmly believe that. They
Who
would
would?
beat. Huh?
Who would beat anybody in the Pac-12?
Okay, I didn't know that would
A&M?
trigger you that much. I'm just gonna. Can we move on?
You're telling me A&M would beat
Oh,
Utah? Or Oregon?
Yeah, I think they'd beat Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with you on that one.
Well,
Yeah.
But that's your opinion. You're entitled to, dude.
Yep,
Yeah, and
thanks.
it sucks.
Oregon
but
looks awful. They beat Oregon State by like 7 points. So
A&M
just
beat
don't look
Arkansas
good.
by what? 3?
no, I
5?
get what you're saying, but I just don't like. Do you think Arkansas would win, or now we're getting into? Do you think Arkansas is better than Oregon State? Like, okay. Anyways, just I don't even know what I was saying. Just
I
completely
think
forget
Oregon
that
State's
thought
better
completely.
than Arkansas.
Okay, I don't know where we're going now. Can we just wrap this up? I'm ready to go.
Oh, man.
What's the next question?
Oh, what's the next question? Sorry, I just went blank, too.
Did you have a stroke right there?
I think I did. So, where do you think Alabama will go from here?
I think they'll go to about 12, not somewhere between 9 to 12 in the rankings, and then I think they go and lose a bowl game, probably the Sugar Bowl. And yeah, that's about it. Then they focus on next year and come back a contender. Not many places to go. I mean, they're not going to be worse next year. I think they'll be better. You know, the offense won't be as explosive. That's fine though, as long as the defense is better. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Come back hungry next year. I thought they'd come back hungry this year after that beat down in the national championship, but maybe this next team will want it more. Aaron,
Huh? I don't know. What was it? What?
where do you think
Okay, I think-
Alabama goes from here?
What do you mean?
That was a question.
They go home and they get ready for next season. What do
Yeah,
you mean? Where do they go?
Where do you think that? What about in the like? You can say it in any way. What about like in the polls? Where do you think they'll fall?
I don't. I don't know. 12.
Yeah,
I would have to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
so
they'll finish in the top 10 if they win the bowl game, but don't count on it.
All right, so who do y'all think will be playing in the national championship game, and who will win?
I think it will be Ohio State and LSU, and I think Ohio State will win.
Oh, okay.
I think it'll be Ohio State and Clemson, just because LSU will have to play Clemson because they're going to rank Ohio State higher. And Ohio State will play probably Utah, and they'll smoke them by 57. They can rest their guys. LSU and Clemson will beat each other up. I think Clemson will probably pull it out just because they've played a lot more postseason football the last few years. They have guys who have been in those situations. They can win those games, and they have a little bit better of a defense. And when LSU has played good offenses, they've just given up way too many points. And so, yeah, I think Clemson would probably pull it out. But even if they didn't, I'm still going to pick Ohio State to win just because the whole thing, just because regardless of whether it's Clemson or LSU, just because they, like I said, would play Utah and could just rest up. They wouldn't have that immediate turnaround of getting guys healthy and all that. And yeah, they just have an equally well-rounded team on both sides of the ball. But I don't think we've ever had a number one win the national championship, have we? For the playoffs? Have we ever had a number one ranked team?
Clemson was number one, weren't they?
Were they?
Yeah, I think they were.
Okay. Well, yeah.
No,
so
Alabama was number one.
Were they?
Pretty sure every time Alabama's been ranked number one, we've lost.
Yeah. Well, that all you need to know?
That is all I need to know.
Well, how about we get into some mismanagers?
Did you grab anything when you walked out the door?
Grab nothing but two Tortino's pizza out of the refrigerator and my doggy, and we left.
I just kept hearing it. I'm ducking and everything. Died in the house. I got scared. I dropped my hot pocket.
Here's an actual customer out here. What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
And now, it's time for mismanagers.
All right, guys, how about some mismanagers?
Let's hear about it.
All right. I've got a few good ones this week. I'm not sure which one I want to start with, so I'll just do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Here we go. Arizona man charged with robbery of burrito heist, claims police. This one comes via Fox News. An Arizona man who allegedly stole another man's burrito earlier this month was arrested and charged with robbery, according to police.
Of a burrito?
Of a burrito. Timothy Bell, a 29-year-old homeless man, was in Phoenix on November 16th when he supposedly threatened a man on the street around 8:40 p.m. and took his Mexican food by force. The victim called 911 as Bell fled, according to the court documents published, and followed the suspect until he was taken into custody by authorities. When Bell was stopped by police, they found him a quote, wrapper from the burrito he stole. The stolen item was listed as, quote, a burrito of a value less than $1,000. He was booked at the Maricopa County Jail on a felony robbery charge on no bond. He's scheduled to be arraigned December 6th.
No bond for a burrito?
Somebody stole your burrito, would you turn them into the police?
Yes, but not if they were homeless.
It's kind of harsh, though. No
it's
bond.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
They're not even letting him get on bond because he stole a burrito?
Yeah, no bond.
Don't touch my burrito. If you're able to buy your own burrito, don't touch my burrito.
I guess Arizonians love their burritos.
If you're able to buy your own burrito. Yeah, Arizona. They're serious about some Mexican food. What is a food that you're so passionate about that you would call the police if they stole it?
Burritos.
Burritos. Arizona burritos.
I'd probably say a burger.
If somebody stole your burger, your Big Mac,
No.
police?
No. It's got to be from this place called Chub Fathers. It's a local burger place. If they stole my burger from there, I'd call the police.
I've never heard of this place. Where's it at?
It's in Alabaster. There's a local burger place.
Yeah, we're going to go after finals next week.
It's pretty good. Well, you enjoy taking finals because I don't have any finals.
Yeah, well, good for you. Here we go. This one comes from mira.co.uk. We use Mira a lot. Woman baffles with her bum sunning ritual, which she claims gives her energy. Guys, have you heard about this one?
I have not heard of it, but
I haven't
have a
either.
Feeling of what it's going to be.
Yeah.
An Instagram post went viral after a woman named Megan claimed perineum sunning helped to boost her energy levels and sleep better, but a doctor has warned others not to copy it.
Yeah, I would think, you probably shouldn't copy what she's doing.
Social media users have been left lost for words after a woman's post about the little-known practice of perineum sunning went viral. Megan took to Instagram to share a very X-rated photo of herself laying flat on her back in the great outdoors, holding her legs in the air with her arms to get some rays on where the sun don't typically shine. The California resident explains she begins every day.
Okay, that makes sense. She's from California. Makes total sense.
The California resident explains she begins every day with 5 minutes of exposing her perineum, quote, look it up, to the sun, and claims it leaves her so energized she's been able to ditch the coffee. She also said it has drastically improved her sleep, but told others not to.
Stupid.
Could you imagine getting your butthole scorched every morning?
5 minutes. She told others.
I just want to know the science she thinks she has.
She knows, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what made her think, okay, this is the plan. I'm gonna lay completely naked, okay, and I'm gonna lay my legs up and make sure my butthole is facing the sun, and it's gonna get a nice shine every morning, and that ray of sun is gonna go right up in me. And I'm gonna get a boost of energy.
I like that. But funny enough, you should say that because one of the another post similar to it posted, and the caption was, "People out here butt chugging sunlight."
That's pretty much what it is. Oh
yeah.
My gosh.
So, anyways, apparently,
I'd like to know how she came up with this.
Well, let me see if the doctor responds. Is there supposed to be a doctor saying?
Yeah, but the doctor said for no one else to do it. So either he knows this lady's crazy and that he just, sure, go ahead and do it. So you can get out of my office, or...
This is from Dr. Diana Gall. She told Insider, there is no evidence that sunbathing in this way has any effect on physical well-being. Yes, practicing mindfulness and meditation and getting your dose of vitamin D is beneficial for mental and physical health, but you don't need to damage your skin in the process from sun exposure.
Yeah.
Weird how that works.
Megan claims, though, that she is a, quote, healer. Also claims that 30 seconds of the ritual is, quote, the equivalent of a full day of sunlight with your clothes on. It should be done between the hours of 7 to 9 a.m. for best results.
Okay.
So you guys gonna try this one?
Let's see.
It's probably gonna be a no from me.
Yeah.
Well, don't knock it till you try it. Well, let's move on to the last one. This one comes from Audi.com. Kim Jong-un demands each household in North Korea produce 8 tons of human feces to help farmers.
What?
He demands it?
He demands it. So I'll go ahead
they're going to be feeding him some spicy Chinese now. It's going to be some spicy...
Everybody's going to be stealing each other's burritos if there's a punishment.
Oof. Gonna be some spicy Asian food.
The competition is getting real in North Korea. Citizens are preparing for next year's farming season by collecting feces, and they have to supply a certain amount of feces. So the competition has become a little cutthroat. RFA.org reported that households in North Korea have been struggling to meet the demand made by Kim Jong-un. He told the citizens they needed to provide 220 pounds of feces per person.
I mean, that's crazy.
For how long? Like a year or what?
I think it's yearly. RFA said that the citizens who fail to meet this quota are forced to pay a fine. Those who are struggling to meet the quota... Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Those who are struggling to meet the quota are stealing from their neighbors or public restrooms. If they don't get enough, they mix it with soil to make it seem as though they did it.
Oh my gosh. And see, the fact that people complain about living here in the United States baffles me.
The people are saying that this...
He doesn't even poop though, does he?
Yeah, that's the myth that he tells his people that he can't poop. I don't know if that's real or just from the movie The Interview. The people are saying that this is an impossible quota and it needs to be lower at least.
I mean, did you ever think, if you were a citizen of this country, did you ever think that you'd be trying to lower the poop quota for the year so you don't have to pay taxes?
This is a country that's supposed to be a threat to America.
Yeah, okay. And they're worried about their own poop.
Yeah, they can't poop enough.
Yeah.
220 pounds, that's a lot.
That is a lot for one person.
Yeah, per person.
You're supposed to keep it.
I don't know.
Yeah, where do they take it? They take it to the poop center and like, all right, here's my 5 pounds for the day.
Yeah, the poop
I'll see you
center,
back here tomorrow.
That's what it's called. The North Korean center.
Yeah, they log it down. They log it down. They're like, all right, yep, you got 5 pounds today. You're still 200,200.
It's like an Apple Watch, like reminding you to walk and everything.
Remember to poop and turn it into the North Korean poop center.
You haven't pooped very much today. Please try
it's just an image
as you can.
Just an image of Kim Jong-un wagging his finger at you on the
It's awful.
That's miserable, man.
He's wearing the poop emoji costume.
I can't believe that's even a real thing.
Instead of a Fitbit, it's a poop bit.
Oh, yeah. So, anyways, that's all I've got for Miss Manager.
That was a good one to end on.
Thank you. Yeah. So, I love the the little subhead right here under the title. It says, "I wouldn't take that crap from him." So, pretty good. Anyways, Justin, how about you bring us home?
Alrighty, well, let me pull up my notes so I can remember what to say.
Things to say. By the way, our sponsors this week is the Edwards Agency and Blanton Exterminating.
Oh, you're going to have to remind me on that one again.
Yeah.
So,
two quality sponsors that have supported us all throughout the season.
Thank you for those who have decided to listen to this podcast. I mean, we're getting down to the end of the season. We've had big results today in the Iron Bowl and other games throughout the country. We thank you a lot for all that you do, and we really love you. And I hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving, and Christmas is right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So
it is.
I mean, we're all three of us would love a little small gift. I mean, it's totally up to you, but we would love one. Thanks to our sponsors, the Edwards Agency.
The Edwards Agency, the best in personal insurance, and
great
Blanton
insurance.
Exterminating.
Oh, and thank you for the exterminating. I bet they do a great job of killing all those
They do
bugs.
a great job. I've actually used them multiple times, and
well, there you go. Nick can speak for himself. They do a fantastic job.
And when I say multiple times, I mean like different houses in my family have used them. They're great, but yeah, we had quite. When me and Aaron first moved into this house, before we moved into it, it was crawling with roaches. It was disgusting. I mean, they would just like fall on your head. And we're like, we're gonna have to burn this place to the ground and just rebuild.
And we still should have.
And we didn't have to because Blanton Exterminating came out. I mean, they got rid of them completely. I thought there was no way, but I haven't seen a single roach in this house since then. So it's kind of like ground zero for roaches. So
that is great. I'm glad to hear that.
Highly recommend them.
Yeah, thank you to them.
I never thought I would ever spend a single night in this place.
Yeah, I mean, they saved us. So
sounded like a nightmare.
Sorry about
that. Our website, if you'd like to go check that out, is thegamemanagers.com. Mm-hmm. Great info on there. Nick writes some okay articles. I said last week they were really good, but I mean, let's be honest, they kind of suck.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't want you to read them either. But it's great if you just want to get a good laugh and be like, wow, I definitely don't like this guy.
They're about as good as you are in trivia.
Yes, that's true. Wasn't even close. I was 0 for 5 today. I did get some ridiculous questions.
They were pretty fair.
I mean, sure.
If you're a real fan.
Yeah, if I'm a real fan. I probably should have known the first Iron Bowl score, so slap on the wrist for me. Mm-hmm. And you can listen to the podcast right away. You don't have to use Spotify or YouTube. I mean, it just pulls right up.
Yep, don't have to log
Easy
in.
peasy.
Nothing. I mean, we're right there for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great website. So if you want to find us on social media, you can find us at TGM Pod on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can also find us on Patreon for great videos of us just playing some video games. A lot of fun. Mm-hmm. You can also email us at thegamemanagerspod@gmail.com. We would love your questions. We would love your feedback. Like, what should we do better? What would you like to see from the Game Managers podcast? Just stuff like that. We would love it.
Give us some feedback. We'd love it.
Oh, so if you want to win any contests or you want to be, well, I think we're kind of taking a break from trivia. But whenever we do trivia again, just like the post, comment on it, and maybe you'll get choosed.
We will do it again at some point, but we're going on a little hiatus because I want to change up the format, like I said last week, and so I want to think about it and come up.
Yeah, after how today went, I would want to take a break from it too. So
maybe you'll get choosed.
Yeah, you might, and win some great prizes.
But we'll still be doing other giveaways regardless. So just stay updated on our page and check those out.
So subscribe for future content on YouTube. We are on YouTube if you'd like to subscribe to us. Mm-hmm. We're not really focused on that right now, but if you want to show us some love on YouTube, go ahead and hit a subscribe button on there.
We love love, and we love when it's thrown at us, so please.
Yes, please throw it at us. Leave a nice review on Facebook. We love to read good reviews. I mean, it makes us nice and fuzzy on the inside. We're like, we're really doing something good.
And it's actually taught Aaron how to read, reading all your reviews.
Yeah,
because he's really helpful.
He's slightly.
I blacked out for a second. What were we talking
about?
Yeah,
see, he's slightly stupid, so this is really helping
out.
I
mean, this outro. Gosh almighty, this outro is approaching 5 minutes long. So,
I mean, there's a lot to cover on this. So, Aaron, how about you?
Yeah, leave him alone, Aaron.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry that I was just got a little bored there. That's all.
It's okay.
So we're actually looking for a new podcast member because Aaron's an idiot, and we'd like to keep him off the show.
Also, Justin can't answer any questions. He's not a real fan. So
I'd like
we're
you to
introducing Scott to the podcast.
Yes, he was great. But Aaron,
great.
I'd like to see how far is Earth from the moon. I'd like you to answer that one.
I don't know that one.
Okay, thank you.
I could have been wrong. I could have been wrong on the first, the 92 million.
Yeah. So
that's just what I.
Shirts at TeePublic, they are great, very comfortable. I mean, they are cozy.
Yeah.
Like I would throw one on right now, it'd warm me up. It's so soft. It's great.
I mean, Justin, whenever I'm wearing one, Justin just can't keep his hands off of me.
I know. I mean, it's the softest shirt I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll just we'll stretch them out and we'll just both hop in one, and
And that gets really cozy, yeah.
It does. It's so warm and it's so comfortable, and there's no one else I'd rather be sharing a shirt with.
That's right. Okay, so final thing, giveaways. Look out for giveaways. We're always, giving away great things, great materials, great Auburn, Alabama gear. So look out for that. And that is all I have. I think that's probably the shortest it's been. Thank you.
It was 6 minutes.
Thank you to the great listeners of this podcast. Nick,
and
any words?
If your team won today, congratulations, enjoy it. But for the other half of our viewers that are a little down after this game, the sun will rise in the morning.
Unless it doesn't, and then it won't.
Unless it doesn't rise, in which case we will all die, and then you won't have to worry about it. So
yeah. All right, Aaron, any final words?
Adios.
All right, War Eagle anyways. ways